You are listening to Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. I am your host, Shanel Scott. I'm a psychic medium and energy healer who has been supporting those on a spiritual journey for over a decade. I'm your tour guide into the world of the unknown, showing you that the magic of the universe is at your fingertips. I believe spirituality is simple and fun, and this podcast will make it easily accessible, giving you the real talk on all things divine and spiritual, helping you to step into the flow, manifesting your dreams because we all deserve to be living our best life. Are you ready for an adventure? Hello, sunshines, and welcome to a new episode of Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. My name is Shanel. I am your host and your spiritual tour guide on this beautiful journey we call life. It is the beginning of a new year, so yeah, we need to talk about New Year's resolutions, even though I really don't want you to do them. But we're going to talk about it because it is kind of important here. Whether you call them goals, intentions, New Year's resolutions, there is a few key things that are important in actually achieving these things. The first and foremost is, are these things in alignment with who you are and where you stand right now? Often we set New Year's resolutions that are not really in alignment with who we are and where we want to go. Yes, being more physically fit or healthier might be something that we want to achieve, but it's the way that we try to get there that is often the part that's out of alignment, or the loftiness of the goal. Sometimes it is this piece that we are like far out of our comfort zone or even our reality of what we can actually achieve when it comes to these New Year's resolutions, that we're just setting ourselves up for failure. For example, quitting smoking. I am a firm believer, if you are not ready to quit and you have not physically, emotionally, spiritually made that choice, it's a really hard thing to do. So by setting yourself up and saying, I'm just throwing out those cigarettes at January 1st at midnight on, New Year's Eve, January 1st hits, I'm throwing out those cigarettes, I'm never smoking again. Well, that is potentially setting yourself up for failure because the majority cannot just go cold turkey. As setting a goal of 3 or 6 months, reaching out for support, having a plan, that is realistic. Now, the other part of this that's really important is, are you clear on what this goal, intention, resolution is for you? This is another part where they're instantly say to me, cloudy, which makes me giggle because in my head I go cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Clearly I have children, and that was a fave movie in our house. But there is this piece of being specific, and I believe in that movie that comes up. When we are setting intentions, when we are putting things out there, it is important that we set the clarity level high. Now, I always have to give a little caveat here because I share all the time. We have to be mindful about not putting things in a box. And the biggest one that this happens with is relationships, when we are trying to define our ideal person and we define what they look like. That is a no-no. Yes, I know you think it's clarity, but in that situation, it's actually setting yourself up for failure. And we already talked about that. Alignment. What if the person who is your ideal match doesn't look like that? Then the universe can't bring you it because you've asked for two different things. If you are looking for a job, be specific. What is it you want to do? How much do you want to get paid? How many hours a week do you want to work? Again, we aren't able to necessarily say, I want to work at Google and work remotely 5 days a week and blah, blah, blah. That isn't necessarily setting yourself up for the energy of opening. But what you can do is you can say, I want to work for a big tech company that has an energy of that allows me to work from home the majority of time. Like, we can still be really clear without defining a company. Does that make sense? The clearer your intentions are, the easier it is for the universe to go, oh, I got that for you. Here it is. Now they're bringing up this whole piece of like, if you're not in alignment with it, we kind of already talked about that, then we can connect to that. And the thing here is that when you connect to it, it isn't necessarily going to feel in alignment, or like we're not going to have a soulful, energetic connection to it. And I notice this with myself when I'm trying to come up with different things to offer. I really notice when my soul feels out of alignment with what it is that I'm creating. And sometimes that is, there is a minor shift that happens that puts it all into place. But other times is just like, no, this is not for you. Why are you offering this? It's never going to work. When we have that frequency, you can imagine it without any problem. You get visions of it happening or unfolding. You can feel the frequency or the vibration of it with ease. You can tap into it without even really thinking about it. It's just like this automatic thing. That is something that's in your frequency, that is in alignment with where you are going. So that clarity, and here's the other part. As you're working on the clarity piece, pay attention to what feels in and out of alignment. Now, the third part that I'm going to throw in here, and I've said it a million times, is trust. If you don't believe, then it won't happen. If you do not believe, it will not happen. And sadly, I see this a lot in fertility. Women who just don't believe they can get pregnant, don't believe that it'll ever happen for them. And that mindset piece is big. It really can block you. I see this with people trying to get out of poverty or out of a crap situation where their focus is on the negative. And so they create more and more and more of the negative instead of focusing their energy on the positive. Because hello, law of attraction is where you put your energy, where you put your focus, your energy flows. So focus on the things that you want instead of the things that you don't want. Now, if you're focusing on them and you don't carry a belief system of it, you're kind of doing, it's kind of like saying to the universe, I want black and I want white at the same time. So be mindful. Again, you're not sending clear signals. We need clear signals to the universe. They like the clear signals. If you do not trust, you can block it from happening. So there is this massive piece of just trusting that it will unfold, that it will happen. It's interesting. When we hold that energy differently, and I've seen this happen with clients where they're trying to bring something in. They come up against a problem and they're like, this is the solution. And I'm going to trust that solution is coming in. I'm just going to hold that energy of that. And I've seen it time and time again where when they hold the energy of that thing that they trust is going to happen and it's going to come in and it's going to be the right person, the right thing, the right job, the right whatever, it happens. It's incredible. And I see it over and over again. That's this piece of like, I'm not just asking you to do what I do. I'm asking you to do what my clients, friends, family members do that work for them. There is so many pieces to this. And ideally, we want to move into a place of success. We don't want to set ourselves up for failure. So coming into this with knowing those three things, it can really help you to set up your intentions for this new year in a way that allows you to step into them in a more fruitful kind of way. Now, I want to throw a bonus in there because this is something that came up in the year reading, the channeled reading. It's come up in the weekly readings. It's coming up in my own journal. It's coming up over and over and over and over and over and over again, so we can't ignore it. Feeling. Feeling is so key and so important. Now, feeling taps into all those things that I've already talked about to you. Trusting, alignment, clarity, all of those relate back to feeling. Feeling is a really key piece to movement forward. It's interesting because as we move into these higher frequencies, it's not that they have this physicality to it, but these higher frequencies are very feeling. Even communication can happen through sensations and energy, and they've been showing me that, and I've been telling you that for a while. I'll say to you all the time, oh, they're giving me this feeling and I wish I could put words to it, but I can't. That is a big part of this communication that is happening. So tapping into that sense of feeling is really key and really important on this journey. It is a big part of understanding where you are and where you're going. As we are presented an opportunity or a next step, when we feel into it with grounded connectedness, with that place where logic and heart and intuition's in the front, logic and heart are kind of in behind. They're just thrown in their 2 cents. That is the place. It's telling you what's next. It's showing you. It's allowing you to feel what's next. And it really is that simple. That ease and flow is what 2025 is all about. The more heart-centered we are, the more connected we are to ourselves, the more we feel our way through, the easier and easier and easier it gets. It really is that simple. Now, this might feel really foreign to you, and just be patient. Work on it. Because the more you step into the flow and see how easy it can be, I don't know if I want to use the word easy, simple. It's not always, because simple doesn't always mean easy. There is so much more ease and grace. There is the path of least resistance, which is huge. There is this beautiful flow that we have the opportunity to step into fully and completely for life ever forward. Yeah. But it's like, can you surrender? Can you release resistance? Can you recognize when you're pushing or forcing against something? And when you're actually in flow with it. Again, feelings, the whole kit and caboodle here. Whole kit and caboodle. This year has so much potential. So much ease and flow and grace and abundance and beauty and all the things. But of course, it always comes right back to, it's your choice. It is your choice to do, to be, to feel, to listen. The universe is conspiring with you to bring you your dreams, I swear. Most of the time, it's us that's getting in the way. So, have a think about it. Thank you, beautiful souls, for listening, for being here with me today, for sharing my journey, and for allowing me to be your spiritual tour guide today. Really quickly, on a monthly basis, I have a couple of different events, and they show up over and over again. So if you are interested in working with me in a group setting, there are these options. Of course, I'm always available for private sessions. I do those over Zoom. You get a recording when you're done. I do all sorts of different kinds of sessions. So you can always reach out if you are looking for support and you're just not sure what to pick. Otherwise, ways to work with me. Second Friday of every month is Yoga Nidra. The next one is February 14th on Valentine's Day. It's always at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in person at Dundas Yoga and Fitness, and on Zoom. Also on the second Friday of every month, the next one is Valentine's Day again. At 8:30 p.m., I do an in-person only group mediumship reading, limited to 8 people. January is sold out. Next one, see, I'm ahead of the game. Because January is sold out, I told you the next Yoga Nidra is February 14th. It's January 10th. It's this Friday. January 10th, February 14th, March 14th. Those are the next 3 days for Yoga Nidra and for Night with Spirit group mediumship. Again, January is sold out for mediumship. There are spaces in the February and March events. I also do a group past life regression on Zoom the last Wednesday of every month. It's on Zoom, but you get a very individual experience. I can explain it all, but basically you are muted and you get to record yourself talking. So you get to have like a recording of the experience you have in the past life regression. It is a really cool way to experience past life. It is a really interesting way to receive information because you're experiencing it and somebody's not just telling you what happened. Very different. Caveat to that is always, please know your mind will keep you safe. It will not let you see or feel anything that you are not ready to or that you are just not prepared for. It keeps you safe. It's all good. So those 3 things happen on a monthly basis. I typically am at Mystic Ramen every month. This month in January, I'm there on Thursday the 9th. Lots of spaces still left open for that night. And then I offer all sorts of different things. Divine Mat Community, we meet live 4 times a month on Zoom. There's always room there. Now, I do have a special offer right now. I am only offering out 6 and 1 has already been taken. I am offering out a monthly subscription for the year of 2025 for divine messages each and every month. You have the opportunity to define what you kind of want to hear about, whether it's increasing your intuition, something that you're healing, something that you're removing blocks about, or you just want to get a message every month about whatever it is you are meant to hear. You will get it as an audio in your inbox. It's charged monthly. So 5 of those are still available. If you are interested, you need to reach out to me by email because it is not on my website to purchase. It is that exclusive. So those sorts of things come out in my newsletter. So if you don't get my newsletter, get signed up. Go over to my website, fromtheheartandsoul.com. It gives you a free meditation as well. I think right now it's about clearing and cutting cords. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. I love being here. I love sharing my passion for healing and all things spiritual and divine. I love seeing my clients and my students up level and release blocks and just really move into a life of ease and their dreams. So if that's you, let's work together. Again, thank you so much for being here. From my heart and soul to yours. Until the next time. Bye now.